Look at that. Those are some high pedals on this one. Feels good, man. Feels good. The EX with suspension. Look. Bouncy. Bouncy. But not a pogo. Let's look at these turns. Yeah, it's like you wanna. Wow, that's a lot of. That's one hell of a turning radius. A small turning radius. Let's see the idling game. Yeah. Nice, responsive. Very solid. Whoa! Not an easy wheel to twist, though, for a lightweight like me. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Feels nice and comfy to ride. Feels amazing, man. Feels amazing. Who do we got here? We got Mikie Sweet here. Yeah, visiting from southern Sweden. So we spoke a bit and he said, hey, I'm gonna swing by and say hi. And there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So he brought his Sherman and the EX with suspension, and otherwise he rides a 16X, which he loves. And that's no surprise. Because it's an
M10-3.
And an M10-3,
yeah.
Man.
So
man.
I don't need a car, I have 4 wheels.
You don't need a car, yeah. But your car got you here, so you can use the wheels. That's good.
My wife's car.
Ah, there you go. Everything went better than expected. Awesome, man. So we're gonna ride around south a bit, and then maybe we'll graze the city. But for now, you know, we'll stick to some nice bike paths because we're between freezing and not freezing, which means you have to act as if it was freezing, which means that if there's a wet surface, then you better assume that it's ice. And don't do any emo carving. We're not Tishan. We're not Tishan carving, man. The pads are okay. I've said that about food. I've said that about people. They're okay. That's it. There's a little bit of play in the suspension in the front to back movement. It's good. It's that wasn't easy to slow it down though. So on these roads you gotta watch out a bit because this could be ice. On the bike paths we'll be better off. It's responsive. I will give it that. It's responsive. But man, braking takes a lot of time on this wheel. The braking takes a lot of time. That's a lot of mass for me to slow down. I really got to get my body back.
You have to force it.
Oh yeah.
Force it.
You know. And yeah. Look at this, a padless Sherman rider. Padless, man. But carving like a boss. Nice to see, man. Nice style. We're going straight here. Watch out, there's some gravel. Very nice, smooth, leading style. Good leading with shoulders and shoulder movement. Look at that. Signaling champ. Yep, straight and straight. Yeah, don't worry. Not at all like the Stockholm cruisers. Yeah, we're just going straight now. Careful, bridges are always icier.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. You're a teacher, so you know this, right? Because the air, we got cold air passing under the bridge.
Or I get a lesson.
Or you'll get a lesson, man. And that's very nice, because most teachers usually just like teaching, but not, they like giving lessons, but not receiving them.
Yeah, exactly.
But the bridge will not differentiate
No,
between you being a teacher or a student. It's fast. It's fast. Yeah. Yeah. So Henry, a funny story.
Yeah.
Henry,
Yeah.
Malmo rider Henry. You know, he's a beast. He's a skilled rider.
Definitely.
He was forged in the fires of hell, right? Because he works for Fedora, right? And he's forged in the fires of hell. He has no choice, right? This is how we teach babies how to swim. So he's been writing to me and saying, you know, that he's afraid to post clips of him riding because of how the community is going to act.
Yeah.
If the community acts badly, then there is no fucking community.
Yeah. Exactly.
The end.
Yeah.
Then there is no community.
No.
The community supports each other. The community understands each other. Otherwise, it is not a community. Otherwise, it is another community.
Or
right?
Split community.
It's a split. Then there are different communities, but it is not the same community. Henry, you are more than welcome to come and chill with me on this bike path. You know, because this bike path. I mean, come on. Who did we hurt? Did we hurt anyone?
No.
We didn't hurt anyone. There was no one being close to being hurt. You are extremely respectful, right? You are a very, very respectful rider, definitely. And eventually it would be too respectful, because in the summer, here on this bike path, you will be last and you will get nowhere. Because people will not understand that you're coming. You will always be navigating around 100% of people. And instead it's better if the 50-50 happens, right? That we and the pedestrians meet in the middle somehow, but with more burden towards us. But I mean here, you know, if people stay on their side,
There's no problem.
if people stay on their side, there's no problem. Exactly. And if they're on the wrong side, then maybe, you know, maybe this is enabling the bad behavior. Right? But yeah, the lights do a lot to get them out of the way. Right? It's very, very annoyingly bright. So I don't have them on by default. I just turn them on. But this wheel, man, is a blast. But I'm on my toes a lot. I'm on my toes, and I don't know how fast I'm going. 50 plus, I guess. That felt really fast, man. This cowboy. Hey, cowboy. Hey, cowboy. Hey, cowboy. How you doing, cowboy? Put your fucking arms down. You're not that big. The suspension is great, man. The suspension is great. Great suspension. Great suspension. Beautiful. Beautiful.
New riding style is totally different now compared to without this suspension.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nothing a bit.
This is a monster truck, man.
You don't care about those much, do you?
Not as much. But I'm feeling my toes a lot.
We're about ready to rock steady. We're about ready to rock steady.
Take a lap, someone.
Back with another one of those block rockin' beats.
Fucking nice wheel, man. Fucking nice wheel.
Yeah, it's like a Mercedes.
It is. I don't know about cars, but it's like a Mercedes.
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
Floats.
This floats.
And the torque. If you can use the torque.
Good torque. A very, very powerful motor. Very powerful. I need to. Let's sit down somewhere, right? A bit further up. Sit down and look at the speed that I've been getting to and seeing if I have correct monitoring.
Yeah.
Because I heard one beep at one point, and that's because I hit a bump at speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just the first of the 5 beeps. So I just want to make sure, because when I start getting to high speed, I feel like I'm leaning a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And for me,
Can't you press it more?
I don't do that. Yeah, I can't. It's fine. It's just because I'm going fast. That's the thing. It's because it's a big wheel and I'm going fast.
Yeah.
So the Nikola was easier to get up to speed because it has a smaller diameter.
Yeah.
Right. This has a huge
The
diameter.
momentum is less.
This wheel is taking me for a ride, man. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Let's go over this bridge then. And if you're ever curious, just take a look over here. 94 volts. If you're ever curious, you just take a look over here. A shitty graph. Exactly, man. Use the volt. A volt, man. You want the volts. There we go. We don't need a feel-good picture. An overestimating feel-good picture. We are ready to rock steady.
We're about ready to rock steady.
So yeah, man, what a day, what a day. I met Mikie, a Swedish rider. He was the one that was going to ride from Landskrona to Stockholm, and his Sherman died along the way. He fixed the Sherman. He was up here. He was by my place at 1:30 or 1. And he had a Sherman, and he had the EX with suspension. And it was amazing. It was amazing. The EX, not the Sherman. I'm not a fan of the Sherman, that is all. It's good for straight line riding, the end, you know. Maybe it's me, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But the EX, man, wow, what a machine. He had the Russian pads. I'm not a fan, you know. They got the job done. And I got it up to 59, and then a few times I got it up to 56 kilometers an hour. You know, that's what, 35-ish. It's as fast as the Nikola. It's as fast as the Nick Plus, right? But with a 20-inch wheel, right? 20-inch wheel. Like the MSX is a 20-inch wheel. It's an 18-incher with a fat tire on it, right? And the EX has a fatter tire than the MSX default tire, then the MSP default tire, and so on. And just like the Sherman also has a fatter tire, but in essence, it's an 18-inch tire, you know, that goes on a 14-inch rim. So it's the same as the 18XL, same as the MSX, MSP, and so on. That family of wheels, the Sherman, the EXN, the EXS. Good stuff, really good stuff. Let's see, gonna import footage, and of course the speedometer thing didn't work, but I took some screenshots and stuff of the stats, you know, and we had a blast. We had a really good time. Mikie is a really nice guy, really friendly guy, very wise guy. Not a wise guy, he's such a wise guy, you know, he's wise, he had a lot of good things to say. We spoke a bit, you know. I told him a bit about myself and what I've been going through and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'm gonna look through the YouTube comments and then look at Facebook and see what's up and see what's been going on in the group. And then I'm gonna go back to my reading as normal, you know. Either I'm reading about electric unicycles or I'm reading about personality disorders, you know. Seeing what can be done, So do I recommend the EX with suspension? Definitely, man. The suspension worked great. It really did its job. I don't think the V11 has better suspension, actually. You know, the EX just felt great. It felt great. It was planted and solid, you know. It's a very smooth and powerful ride. Endless power. I got one beep at 59 kilometers an hour, and that's because I hit a bump. You know, beyond that, no beeping, man. But you know, I would get a little over 100 kilometers range on that wheel. You know, riding like an idiot. I would get the same range that I would get on my fat Nick. You know, I would get 50% more range compared to an 1800 watt hour wheel. That's it, because you get an extra battery pack. You get, you know, an 888 watt pack, an 888 watt pack, and then 888 watt pack. And you know, sure, they put two on one side, but you know, it didn't feel lopsided or anything like that. And the pedals, man, the clearance on those pedals, wow. I bet the wheel would cut off before the pedal scraped, you know, I bet. It was nuts, man. And I felt very confident on that wheel. I sort of felt like I could move it around, but I didn't really want to. And I didn't get that feeling of panic that I got on the RS, because it was just like more steady without the pedal dip. Maybe it was also the positioning of the pads, but it was the same pads that I was riding on the RS HS anyway. I guess preferably you know, I would have frank pads and then maybe some kind of heel support or toe support to keep me more on the pedals, but I didn't really feel like I needed it, and I very rarely got airtime. If I knew that something was coming, you know, no, I would just stay on the pedals. It was fine. It was great. It's just like, you wanna, wow, that's a lot of, that's one hell of a turning radius. Yeah, it's a massive wheel, man. It was a massive wheel. Carrying it down the stairs, ooh, you know. But yeah, I'm catching up with my workouts, so that's gonna be fine. Anyway, blah blah blah, wheels, blah blah. I'm amazed. It was awesome. Whoopie doo. Enjoy.